Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 672. Today, doing Battle with Vanessa. And so, good stuff. I'm hype. I'm excited. Hope you are too. Hit that jump in the queue button. See if something cool turns up. And so, been having a lot of fun with Vanessa. I was thinking earlier, I really kind of intended to switch around between the champions a bit more, but I've just been playing Vanessa nonstop for for like the past 2 months, and so if you're wanting to see the pig or wanting to see the dually, I apologize, but just been having a good time. You know, why switch if you're having fun? And so that's what we're here to do. It's what we're doing. But let's see what we got here. A lot of text on this one. 2 small bronze tier items, 1 bronze skill, 5 silver tier loot items. It's not something that really excites me. And then the other one, the 3 bronze tier skills, is kind of okay. I would kind of in the back of my head think of this as more like an economic start with the silver tier loot items, right? Getting 5 silver tier loot items is better than just getting 10 gold, right? All the silver tier items sell for 2 gold each, and so if you want to think of this in the back of your head as, you know, 2 small bronze items, 1 bronze skill, 10 gold with a little upside, that's probably a little bit easier to wrap your brain around than all of the stuff happening there. But I think we'll just kick things off with the bronze tier skills. Hopefully it gives us, you know, something to scale, something to build around early. And it looks like we've got arms dealer, which I do really like in this patch because there's so many aggro Vanessas running around. Initial dose, which don't do a ton of poisoning, but it could be reasonable in the early game. And then 10 gold out of the red envelope. And so we can go pretty heavy with the shop since we did kick off with 10 gold. I'm not really amped about going for Curio this early. Like the thing that I typically like with Curio in this patch is getting a hold of the thing that gives bonus to slow. Plus 1 second to slow is a massive, massive upgrade, but it's not something you really want early. So I think we can skip past it. We'll just go to the strange mushroom, pick up the random. Oh, it's the wrong one. I still can't get in my head which of these is which. We'll take the 4 gold. That'll be fine. And then out of these battles, we can't beat the Viper, but we can win the other 2. We'll just go ahead and battle with Pyro. The hopes and dreams of available opponents just wasn't here. We'd really prefer to be hitting that one that has Lang Zhang in it, but he didn't show up. The kind of fallback plan of dude with Fang, whatever he's called, didn't turn up, and so if it's going to either be Burn or Kimono, I don't really want the Kimono. We're not going to use the Kimono. We're not going to really use any of the shield enhancers since the aquatic builds just aren't that great this patch. So here we are fighting old Pyro. At least is some usage with this burn stuff. If we pick up a cannon, you can use the lighter as a tool and a weather glass build. There's some decent stuff out of this, just not a spectacular start. All right, so give us a good shop. What do we got out here? Non-weapon items. I could kind of get behind it. I would like to find a poison item here early. And what I've been finding a lot is the Lost Crates are good to go to for a skill. I don't like going to the Lost Crate to pick up the level up thing. I've found over the course of this patch that B1, B2 are exceptionally strong, and I tend to just hoard up a bunch of bronze items early and assume that we'll hit a B1, B2 at some point. And I don't really like going to these crates for the upgrade thing. Taking a skill wouldn't be bad, but I think with the non-weapon items and us having things like cinders, having the poison thing, just all around, we'll probably use something out of here. And so reasonable stuff out of the first set, we'll just take all of it. I'm reasonably happy with Pearl. I guess we'll take Star Chart. Works so good with the docks, it'll pay for itself quickly. Fishing Rod, I'm not really excited about, but you know, if you are going to kind of fall into an aquatic build, I think it's probably because you accidentally, you know, found Pearl and then fishing rodded a Pearl and got something going with all of those activations. But within this next set, don't really have the money for JJ now, and so I'd rather go to the Jungle Ruins than pick up 1 regen. You can just get 3 regen out of the Jungle Ruins, which is fine to me. Don't want the loot items, and getting a rando item for Vanessa, not really amped about. I think our start here is decent enough, even though our synergies are kind of off the rails. So I think we'll just be out here. I mean, do we ever even have a shot to win this round? Probably not. Our lighter doesn't stack. If it like very, very slowly stacked burn, we could probably win, but I think our chances here are essentially zero. That's okay though. I would have felt really confident even if we picked up like jellyfish, just the worst poison bro in the early game. But look at that. Look at those matchsticks. Just complete everything he has. Just just completely outclassing what we're doing. That's okay. Day one to me just feels like such a crapshoot anymore. I'm not certain if that's because I pretty aggressively don't take the early game items at the beginning of the game. Like there's so much randomness to it that just taking 2 random silver items just doesn't really feel like the start. So I'm fine with that. We can skip past it. Kind of interesting here, though, with the cinders potentially leveling up this lighter just a little bit. I don't hate it early. It's not something we'll use forever, but getting this up and stacking early is kind of fine. And then you might accidentally find yourself using it with flagship or using it with weather glass or something. So I don't hate it at this point. We don't have. What did we land on this stuff? Oh, we actually landed on the second pearl. It's kind of interesting in the sense if we want to really potentially push for aquatic stuff, having both of these activators early, and then looking to build towards a sextant build. That could definitely be a thing since we hit the second one. But I don't think we want to go to the strange mushroom. Not too much we can pick up out of this. Let's just pick up the cinders at this point. Gives us a little bit of money, makes this lighter a little bit more reasonable. If we hit a burn skill, then the lighter will pop off. But either leftmost, rightmost for shields. I mean, I guess we can find ourselves going down the route of poison. We do have the initial dose to go with it. Let's go to the non-weapon items, see if we can't pick up a poison bro. Upgrade to lighter is certainly fine. Miss on these otherwise. Poison bro, where are you at? just gotta be non-existent today. Kind of is what it is, but a very reasonable shop. If we're going aquatic, we definitely want to pick up this upgrade to fishing rod. I'm trying to think if any of this other stuff is ever useful. Like getting up to silver tier silencer isn't that bad. If we find ourselves going flagship or something, which I definitely prefer to going aquatic, we'll be happy to have it picked up. We can afford all of this, right? We just need to sell the cinders, upgrade the lighter, and then we can get all of these things. Cool. Let's see where this battle takes us. And so coming out of these, I'm fine to just go to the Rogue Scrapper. I'm pretty certain we can win this battle with the stuff that we have on board here. Kind of actually pretty tempted to bring this yellow piggies in to do some upgrading to the pearls. Maybe have something like this on board. Adjacent shield items get 4 bonus shield for the fight. Won't be good for a long time, but I don't think the opponent can really scale out of this, and we're close to getting lighter to scaling up. It's a 3-second cooldown with 4 burn. Needs to get to 6 to break even, but we should stack up a little bit of damage with the pop snappers going. Not at least won't let the opponent just like completely scale the whole time. Needs a little bit more of a boost to get that burn creeping up. I mean, at least does some damage, right? Not a ton, but not zero. And these pearls doing the work, though. This is what it's like to play pig. Are we gonna find a fixer-upper and do crazy pig things out here? Starting with rust. Not bad. The round start stuff is always reasonable. Now here, we don't really have a ton of money, right? So we're not going to get too invested in this. Not going to go to Kev's Armory as much as I like it. We'll just set up the Jungle Ruins here. Again, if you want to just have 3 regen, it's better than 2 that we could have got from another shop. Don't want the small item thing, and so the regen still quite relevant this early. And then Finn's Big's Bite's great as well. If we're going to be really paying attention to these pearls, getting that bonus plate on those items is quite good. And so, quite the change from the previous battle. You know, as long as this isn't a poison Vanessa, we should be in fairly decent shape. See a lot of red popping up. No double barrels though. Okay, you see, you see all that red pop up and all the medium items pop up, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm about to get double barreled pretty hard. But I think, can we handle this? I see these items out here like the spiked buckler, and know it's like, that doesn't seem like it should be particularly scary. I think we'll drop in damage early, but he doesn't really scale. I mean, I guess he's got the power sander scaling a little bit, but our shields should be scaling up faster than what the power sander could put out. He's run out of ammo on the bolas. I think we should be able to sandstorm this one. It's gonna be close. Squeeze them cheeks, fellas.
Next time, boys.
Tie. Okay, well, got him to neg 3, us to neg 1. It was close, right? I did the mathematics on it. It turned out the mathematics were close.
Another empty chest, waiting to be
What do we got here? Just garbage? Take the loot items. Crit turns up. Okay. And it looked like we found another Chimera off of the fishing rod. All right, we're going places. I dig it. Let's take the skills. You know, kind of look for poison stuff if that's the angle we're going to take. I think we really do want to chase down these double pearls this round, but arms dealer's fine. Continuing to stack up health, quite important to survive against the Vanessas of the world. Now with this, I would rather like spike something, right? We don't have great items in the bag to fill out the board with. I'm not particularly excited about these Chimeras. Our build right now is basically just these pearls and then some dog shit. And so I'd like to just take the item, see if we can't spike something. Cutlass is fine, right? It's not something I think we'll be building towards, but you know, we did hang onto that silencer, and being able to drop the silencer in with the Cutlass is pretty relevant here early. So that looks good. Let's go to the eccentric etherite. The rigged ability is still just way too good. I don't think that there's a world to where we ever try to force field with these pearls. Maybe if we spike a third pearl off of the fishing rod or something, that could be a thing, but that would be too far down the road. But I mean, finding the like scrap wouldn't be terrible. Okay. How am I looking today? Check out my picture as we battle here. I was waiting there. I ran into my niece this weekend. She's a youngster. She's a single digit in age, and she said, "Bust, you got a big M carved in your forehead." And I was like, "Well, that's nice." Thanks for the vote of confidence in how old Bust is looking these days. God, I swore that she said that hey Bust, you're balding, and then she's like, "It looks like you got a big M on your head." But I think that like once I thought back on it, she didn't say you're balding. I don't think that's quite in her vernacular yet, but you got this M in here. I'm looking good. You know, what can I say? I can't help it. I can't help looking so good. Let's see what we got here. Let's jump into this medium item shop. Maybe we can get something on theme. Barrels, I feel like should be better than this patch than they are. They don't really work as much as I'd like. They can, you know, just kind of fit in with what we're doing here. If we say cut out pop snappers, we're going to level up. We can fit the barrel in. It works nicely next to Pearl. And then maybe we do just kind of go bigger into aquatic and add shark claws in, right? It's going to give us a bit of scaling attack damage. It activates for these pearls. I don't hate it. We can't afford everything here. It's just shark claws is an item that we're going to use for a particularly long time, to where barrels I will actually stick with in case we go weather glass, right? I would rather, with what we have going on here, go turtle shell. Like turtle shell just works with the pearls, but barrel should work for now. We can get away from the thought of kind of just dealing damage here early, and maybe have something play out with it. All right, what's up next? Our first mountain pass. See if we can't get a boss fight. Okay. So yeah, let's do this. I'm fine to just sell off the cutlass. The barrel should just hit so much harder. Get pop snappers out of here. We'll keep the lighter in. It's a pretty fast activating item. But without another point of burn, I don't think we want to bring the pop snappers back in. All right, Street Gamer, what do you got? You gonna fire off this yo-yo for us? Could be a thing, right? Get the yo-yo going with the pearls. What's his ability even do? I want to use a small item heal. It's not bad. This is honestly the first time I fought Street Gamer this patch, and so it's good to know what actually lives within the skill set. Interesting being able to pick up yo-yos early. Alright, that sandstorm rolling through though. Looking good, doing good, feeling good. Let's see what you got for us. Give us one of these cool ones. Yeah. Crit thing. Alright, what's up next? I don't upgrade bronze tier items this early anymore. We should run into B1 and B2 at some point, and we'll just spend everything then. So let's look at the bronze tier skills. Burn coming in should be quite good. Otherwise, I would have been kind of preferring shield. But this will get the lighter up to the point to where it starts to stack some damage and actually could be a real item at this point. So I think we want to be something like this. We're going to have the lighter. We'll try and put crit on the lighter so we can actually scale in a little bit of damage. Not really a believer in what this barrel's going to be able to do in terms of crit. Just feels like it activates so slow. So we'll let it sit behind. I do want to use the scrap though. I guess it doesn't super matter which one we use it on. We can just then switch them around to balance out the stats with that frontal shielding, and then we'll hang on to the Eagle Talisman. I'd like to save it for whatever our main attack weapon is. So if we go Weather Glass, put it there. If we go Pufferfish, put it there. We haven't really found our big build-around item at this point. So what's this guy doing? Scary stuff. I saw the weapons and the poison come in and felt kind of decent about it. And then I saw the pufferfish turn up, and I'm like, ah, fuck. I don't think we can. I don't think we can beat a pufferfish. Just don't have any healing to try and save the day. Definitely need a seaweed. Yeah, he's got an 85 stack of poison already. Okay, is what it is. Where'd all the double barrels go? They're all gone at this point. What happened? What did we pick up? Oh, jellyfish. Nice. Okay, so yeah, definitely getting us on track to go for a pufferfish of our own. So let's see what happens. Go to the docks, pick up the experience point. Got that star chart hanging out. Always happy to do it. Let's check out the items. Nothing to build around so far. We could pick up a cove. Just use it as an economic item at this point. Eventually, just sell it off for the monies. But I don't think it's something that we'll be putting on board. What we got in here? Dock lines, I definitely don't hate. I prefer dock lines to chimeras at this point. Cannonball probably don't really want though. So how are we gonna work with this? I think I want to get some of this garbagey stuff out. Like lighter I want to hang on to, silencer I want to hang on to. Kind of want to get dock lines in.
So, how about this weather?
This is going to be the case though. Probably start cutting out these weaker chimeras. Putting in jellyfish. Is there something like this now? We at least have a decent damage source in the jellyfish. Okay, improving. What's up next? And so this is, usually kind of a make or break it round if you want to fight the Blood Reef Raider and try and pick up the Crow's Nest. I don't think we're too far away from just switching back to Crow's Nest. Like, if you want to think of what a flagship build wants to look like, we've still got dock lines. We would say pick up the Crow's Nest out of Blood Reef Raider, and we've got the silencer in the bag. Like we have the angle to switch to flagship if it turns up. It's just the rolling potential on Boiler Room Brawler is so low on that energy potion that I'm not really excited about it. And then some of this stuff can still be decent if we find ourselves not landing on the crow's nest. Money's fine, ammo stash is decent, so we'll see. But it's probably just worth it rolling for crow's nest. Like a 10% chance to find energy potion, about a 20% chance to find the crow's nest. I guess it's more like 9 and 15, but nobody came here to hear me do math, so see where we get with this.
Now I'll never captain a ship.
All right, good round. What do you got? Monies. Boo.
Another empty chest, waiting
Into the
to be
skills. So
filled.
what do we got? Toxic turning up. When you poison your weapons, gain 5 damage. I'm not entirely certain that we want to push that route. We still have the silencer, but outside of that, I don't think there's too much here. We did touch on the flashy pilot here recently. I think in our last video, maybe, we went to the flagship build using flashy pilot. I think we're probably pretty far away from that today. And then Desperate Strike we don't really want with this build. So let's take a roll, see if anything else interesting turns up. When you crit, your shield items get a bonus. I could definitely see this working. You got to find a source of crit, but let's us say scale up these pearls without using either this yellow piggies or without using turtle shell. And then if you do find yourself with a random buckler or something, then maybe it plays out that way. So I think that's fine. Now we got a haste shop. See if we can't turn up something good. And this is where the magic is starting to happen, right? And so there's some important things to call out with this, right? We've definitely started angling ourselves towards a poison build, but towards the pufferfish sextant build, right? To me, there's two separate versions of poison builds that you can run around with. There is Captain's Wheel plus Catfish, so you're getting the guaranteed hastes on the Catfish anytime you use the Captain's Wheel, but you need to find a large item to make this work. The large item in the early game is Cove, which we accidentally have, and then in the late game you look to switch that over to a Shipwreck. And so you're trying to just stack up on the Catfish, but you need the large item for the Captain's Wheel. So that's one thing. The other one would be the more kind of classic pufferfish build to where we're going to try and put, say, this jellyfish between the two pearls. The pearls are activating super, super fast. The pearl activations are getting hastes on the jellyfish, and the jellyfish is, in turn, pumping up the pufferfish. And I think that's just the better build this patch. I think it's probably the angle that we want to take. I think there should be something at some point in time between Captain's Wheel Catfish, but I don't think this patch is it, right? The problem we have right now is we need the Cove on board to get the Captain's Wheel up and running, and it's pretty bad at this point, right? It's at, like, even soaking up the frontal shield, it's only at 26 heal per activation. We could sell some stuff and get it up to like 30, but you gotta admit that that's fairly low. But man, we are pretty close to it just popping off. If we want to say, let me see, like have Cove, Captain's Wheel. Well, you have the choice between either like Captain's Wheel Barrel or Captain's Wheel Cove. And just like trying to imagine how we can push this since we found the frontal shielding or the improvised protection to just not need a scaling shield, right? So we shouldn't need barrel, we shouldn't need turtle shell, and that really kind of opens up the space that we would have on board. So if you want to kind of imagine where this would be going, it would have the Captain's Wheel where the barrel is, the Catfish where the jellyfish is, still hang on to the two pearls likely, and then look to find a seaweed, and then you got kind of options for one other item. Or maybe we could get dock lines in the mix. I do really like dock lines this patch. Maybe we get to start cutting pearls for... I'm having a tough time with it. I think the way I want to take it is to just like get this cove out of here. I just don't believe in it enough. Pick up the captain's wheel. And then, like, maybe we do pick up both the captain's wheel and the pufferfish, but we look to replace the captain's wheel as soon as we can. Maybe that's the way to take it. And so we get, say, like, Chimera out of here, get Silencer out of here. We need some more space for this stuff. We need some more money as well. Get the captain's wheel. We're going to use it. Get the catfish in here as well. Let's roll and see what turns up. Alright, I'm just going to move from the lighter. Ooh, another fishing rod. Start getting gold tier aquatic items. Okay. Okay, I don't hate it. So let's make, we got to make some money. So let's sell this yellow thing. We'll sell the cove, get that money back. We made $5 on it at the end of the day. Yeah, and then we can pick up the fishing rod. Then do we ever want to be a figurehead build for the cooldown reduction? I haven't been particularly happy with it, but I've seen it get used a fair amount. Just getting those very quick activations off of the board. Such a like pivotal point for this build. I don't want this to looking something like this at this point. So we could basically be replacing dock lines with the figurehead. And I don't think I'm sold on that. Okay, let's move out. So that looks good. Really lacking in the money, and of course, we immediately roll into an aquatic shop. Let's see if something turns up on the first page. I would like to pick up the heel. We just don't have any heel at this point. I think that's a worthwhile addition. Then we need to rearrange some of this stuff. I want the left shielding going on a pearl. We can take the other pearl out. So that looks good. We need it to be like this, so that the barrel is getting the activations off of the pearl. I think that's fine. Jellyfish is fine over here. Okay, let's battle. We're getting somewhere, huh? We're getting somewhere. Now, how do we go from here to being a crow's nest build, right? that's the way you get your victories with old Vanessa. You just gotta switch over to the crow's nest. All right, though. Interesting stuff coming out of here. Kind of a hodgepodge of things from the opponent. So yeah, we need a pufferfish. That's kind of like #1 thing. We would like to find a sextant to replace. Oh my god, are we going to lose this round? No, we got it. We're about to pop off. Would like to find a sextant to replace this captain's wheel, and then we can get the barrel out. We just got to find, I guess the big thing is pufferfish, and then the big thing is finding a source of crit. So even something like Vanessa's amulet should be fairly decent in here. What'd we find? Oh, found that seaweed right up in the gold. Good deal, good deal. All right, what's up next? Let's hit up the docks. We're kind of lacking in money from all that shopping we did at that turbo shop. So let's pick up the experience point here. Coming out of this set, another Finn's Big Bite. Probably want to be stacking that in. Let's see. Let's at least make sure we get it on our shield items. I feel like it's supposed to work in your backpack and doesn't. And so we'll just do a bit of arranging to make sure we get it. And now we want to take the poison shop out here in the Gorgon Noble. I think you do get a lot of crit things out of the Harkuvian Rocket Trooper, but it's mainly stuff like flashy reload, right? When you crit, you boost an ammo item. It's not really a ton of stuff that puts crit on your things. So I think that's fine. Like to just move away from barrel. Where do we want the captain's wheel landing? I think I actually don't even hate it on the dock lines. Something like this. Get the left bonus onto the catfish. It's going to be our fast activating poison. Okay. Okay. But yeah, lots of decent stuff out of here. Poison thing, and all of the skills are good. Experience points aren't that bad. It's decent stuff all the way across the board. That seaweed is certainly scaling, getting up to 600 heal pretty quickly. I do like seeing that. We gotta get one of those highlight reel Reddit posts going with the nonsense that we find out of our fishing rod. That's what life's all about. Apparently, it's not about leveling up your cap. It's about having that spectacular run to post on Reddit. All right, good stuff there. So here, not a great set of options. We'll just take the loot item. Hitting poison wouldn't be bad. Cooldown reduction would be okay. Going to go to Mountain Pass pretty much every single time it turns up. Lone Shark, certainly beatable here. What did we hit? Ooh, poison. Beautiful. Go ahead and grab that experience point. Battle the Lone Shark. Assuming we win, we'll get to level up again this round. Very awesome. So we didn't really find anything we were looking for, right? We didn't find any pufferfish, didn't find any sources of crit, but leveling up twice this early in the game is pretty good. That seaweed was the kind of tier 3 addition that we were looking for. So you definitely got to feel much more confident going into the next round. Let's see what kind of nonsense we hit. All these weird ass Vanessa builds coming at us today. No B1, B2 up to this point as well. That's been kind of strange. Let's sell something off. We'll just get rid of barrel. I don't want... Oh, I was thinking we were at the end of the day, and we're going to mess up our fishing rod. Didn't happen though. But upgrading a silver tier item, this is kind of tough, right? In the sense that I do like going from silver to gold, but I don't really intend on keeping this catfish forever. I could definitely see an argument for just upgrading dock lines instead. This is something we'll probably keep forever. Although the scaling is so fast on the catfish, like it gets the bonus at +3 at gold, +4 at diamond, and so the hastes hitting it definitely do big things. But I still feel like, you know, this build would look really good if we took the catfish, the coral out and put a pufferfish in. So maybe we just upgrade the dock lines at this point.
But can we get moving? Ooh, the keener the
Just
blade,
so powerful
the
this
quicker
patch.
the fight.
All right, so that looks good. I do like the dunes, getting that poison, but the gold tier items are too tempting. Do you have a blowgun? We unfortunately passed on the on the option early for the poison scaling to hit the blowgun. I don't think we're gonna really be rolling into any combos with this thing, and so I think it's okay to skip. Anchor is a sort of thing with the pufferfish, right? If you're just using all of these pearls to pop off a bunch of haste activations for this, it's kind of like having a jellyfish on board, but I don't think we really want to go for that here. Now, a potential option in shovel, digging up gold items like we're digging up aquatic items, that could be useful. Let's go ahead and snatch it up. It tends to pay for itself pretty quickly. And then we're going to have to make sure we've got space in our bag here for all this stuff. So I think I'm going to put the extract on the jellyfish. It strikes me as something that we're just going to keep using across the board, regardless on which build we end up with. Then I guess we could have just sold the shark claws and been over with it, but it is nice to get that little bit of extra damage output. All right, see what we can do. Another round of Vanessa, guaranteed to be double barrel, as we've said every single round up to this point. looks like it's got poison stuff, and so accurate. Let's see. He doesn't have the heal though. I think the thing that'll probably carry us this round is actually that seaweed. Right? He doesn't have any way to stop the poison. He's scaling up, you know, kind of twice as high as the poison on us, but we're gonna fall down to like half health, and then the seaweed's gonna take us all the way back up, and then he's not doing anything in that kind of heal space. Got him. Hi, good stuff. All right. right, so who you got for us out here? B1, B2 finally decides to make an appearance. What do they even do at this point? Our aquatic items were kind of shit. We'll sell the narwhal. Probably not going to use cannonball, but we'll hang on to it for a moment. It hits Star Chart, which we're only using for the docks. Would hit both of the pearls. It's basically just upgrading pearls at this point. That's so shitty. We'll just take the extract. After that, we get the 2 experience points out of Bazaar Con. Still very huge fan of just grabbing the experience points anytime they turn up. You can rush to level 10, have that enchantment upgrade on your opponents, and then just all of the bonus health against the Vanessas of the world is quite strong this patch. Now with this, you know, the flow chart of beating the Lich should always just point to no. I don't think we can beat the Lich at this point. We go to the Dire Mosquito. It does some kind of slow upgradey stuff. The Foreman would be more of an economic thing at this point, just trying to find a gold large item. Maybe getting something with it. Yeah, we could maybe do something with Paralyzing Rush. When you slow haste a weapon, kind of tie it back to like a pufferfish and a blow dart, but it's definitely not something I would build towards. It's like if it lands, we can move to it, but I don't want to count on that to do anything. All right, easy win, though. Get these big cooldown reductions. Yeah, landed on the insect wing. Okay.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Seems like we should have space for it. It seems like our bag's gotten bugged. All right, all right, all right. What we got? There's nothing in there. There's nothing, no extra shit in the bag. Alright, so what's up next? I do definitely like these gold tier skills. We typically go to the gold shop at this point instead of trying to spike something out of the haste shop. Don't like going to the haste shop and getting stuck with bronze shit. Look at this. Gold aquatic or oceanic rush turning up immediately. Exceptionally good. Start of the fight, haste 2 items for 2 seconds. It's not as good as it would be when we build to say like Captain's Wheel flagship, and then those are the only 2 options, but definitely strong regardless of what it lands on in this build, especially if we do manage to find a pufferfish before the end of the day and having that be a way to immediately get activations out of it. But hitting up Kev's Armory, seeing if any cool shield stuff turns up. Nothing on the front page. Page number 2, Swashbuckle, I don't think it's going to cut it. Guess we could do the swashbuckle between the pearl builds. That could be our way to generate some crit. Maybe we get an obsidian pufferfish at some point. No, I don't think any of that's going to cut it. We'll skip out of that one. Curio turns up. Looks like probably the best option of stuff we have in here. So let's see. Let's make a little bit of space. We can switch back to putting the poison on the jellyfish and move him back out. Let's do the... kind of want to go ahead and just start putting some crit on board. The seaweed is a reasonable target, but it's our slowest activator out here. Probably just want to put it on Pearl. So that should be fine. I want to hang on to the insect wing for a pufferfish. All right, so that looks good. Crit across the board and Healbot. Got to make all these sails very slowly. Healbot onto seaweed looks good. Don't need exoskeleton, eagle talisman, shitty cooldown. We'll take it. Game bugs again. Welcome to welcome to the Bazaar. Guess we'll head back to the main menu and try again. Almost said welcome to Legends of Runeterra. Legends of Runeterra was surprisingly bug free. It occasionally had something hit, but it's wild being able to play a brand new video game from beta forward and then having it be relatively bug-free the whole way.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that find home.
All right, what do we got here, though? Shitty cooldowns. We'll take it. Next page. Rocket boots. I guess we're kind of stuck using it on the captain's wheel. I would prefer to save it for a sextant, but there's no real telling when we'll actually find one. So it's still a pretty good upgrade on the captain's wheel. We'll take the scrap, take the crit, take the regen. Gotta sell some stuff. And then take the poison. Don't think we want a shadow cloak. Not a huge fan of it if it's not scaling attack. Alright, but, you know, a couple of upgrades in there. By all means, not spectacular in terms of the crit we have now, but not zero. And so maybe we can get a little bit of those scaling shields up and running.
It makes this more fun. My fight isn't with you.
What do we got here?
Insist.
Looks like go wide with the damage. There's a double barrel, our first one. Where have you been today? We shouldn't be asking for him, I guess. Not something I'm excited to see, but seems like we might be able to hold our own here. Need a big seaweed pop. Ooh, got a big seaweed crit coming out of there. Big 950 damage heal. Is it still just not going to be enough? He's ran out of ammo on his double barrel. Doesn't have a way to get it back, so we should be good at this point. That was that was pretty close. All right.
Like my crew says
Well
at the
done,
bar,
team.
Another round.
Like my crew says at the bar, another round. Those slows. It doesn't seem like it does much, but like basically cutting the cooldown of his entire board in half is so incredibly strong. What did we get? What did RNGesus bring to us? A catfish. The second catfish is kind of interesting. I mean, I think we will definitely end up bringing it in over that heal thing at least, but it starts to beg the question of, you know, if we're going to double catfish on a captain's wheel, do we find ourselves actually, you know, being a catfish build? And, you know, we'll find out. It's just fitting in a large item. Very, very tough to do at this point. We'll see what turns up, though. Definitely going to the mountain pass. Not a ton of upgrades in here, but again, those experience points are so big. Getting the Waters of Infinity is pretty huge. The regen for each non-weapon item you have. It's like our takedown will be here in short order. Gotta fight through all that regen. Only 200 poison, but 100 regen. Really cuts into it. I had to wait on the sandstorm. This is just not a patch that I feel good about having to wait to the sandstorm.
It's over already.
Got the
We
femur.
barely got off last
We never end up using this, right? When you slow charge it 2 seconds and it gains 50 damage, it's probably worth considering. Hang on to the star chart as long as we can, but it's about time for it to go. It's like we've already got the dock lines. It would be a large item for the captain's wheel. We aren't, at least as far as our skills go, super tied into poison, right? How much damage does this thing even do? Like a heavy pearl would make this really pop off. You need a heavy item to go with it. But when you slow charge it 2, it scales in damage but doesn't have crit. Got dock lines. It would be a large item for our captain's wheel. God, that's so tempting. That's so tempting. Bring on the memes, huh? Bring on the memes. I was gonna say we're gonna go to the small item shop and just find a suppressor and go, okay. Don't mind if I do. Nothing on theme turned up there. The next set of shops, don't think we'll be looking for ammo. Just sell the star chart at this point. So I'll take the random loot item instead. Cooldown reduction could be big. Here, the poison shop is better than the shock trooper. I'm not certain we can even beat the shock trooper. The namesake laser cannon thing in here, I'm not quite sure we can beat. So let's just fight Joyful Jack instead. I think we can beat him either way. Let's like see how this femur actually plays itself out, right? I don't think this is gonna be terrible. this is down here at the end is where things get a little sketchy, right? We don't have a ton of aquatic usage, but I mean, like double pearl seaweed, we haven't completely given up on aquatic items, right? Now we are going to get a bunch of activations off of this captain's wheel. Let's drop a scrap and see where we stand after this. Fossilized femur. Yeah, we've only got the dock lines. I feel like we need a heavy item, and so we might put poison in, and then switch to. Oh wow, this is activating a lot faster than I expected.
Back to the patch for me.
That was a lot faster than I expected. How do we get a crow's nest out here? That's what things immediately switched to, huh? Say, oh shit, how do we get a crow's nest out here now? Oh my god, that's what we're gonna be doing, isn't it? All right. Take the regen. That's a fairly weak round, and of course the large item shop turns up. Bless it. Bring the blessing upon us, please. We'll take the captain's wheel. Take the roll. It's got to turn up, right? Fuck. No. Alright, well, do we at least have any small items to sell? I think I've kind of convinced myself this is where I want to go. What do we got here? Up against a pig? And scale into the pig. See if it's a crook build or something else. It's mostly just crooks this patch with pig. I think that's all he has that functions super well against the crow's nests. But we got fixer-upper. Alright, bring on the slows, bring on the femurs. Shit's gonna get real. It's doing up to 800 damage. Just gotta grab some of that crit. Things are gonna be looking good. To 1100. Need a little bit more. Oh, so close. Can we make it through one more cycle? Got him. Got him. Fucking righteous. Get him with the femur. 1700 on the damage piece. I dig it. And so we should get a level up this round as well. Like getting heavy onto another item. Definitely make this pop off. And so, let's push it up. Let's see what happens. Trying to think if we want to go to the medium item shop for anything. We got piranha can go. Seashell. Probably just not going to work. Okay. We'll just take the small weapon. Get the money off of it. Oh, we're so close to the so close to the level up. I'm getting pretty hype about it. I know it's gonna land on heavy. We deserve it.
If you want
Nothing out of the small item shop. Fucking call your shots, boys. It's due. And so yeah, definitely gonna put heavy onto the pearl, right? So we still have a bunch of aquatic items between Captain's Wheel, Dock Lines, Double Pearl, Seaweed, and then whenever we activate a pearl, getting a slow out of it's gonna be huge. Fucking right. Planned it that way. Now, one of our pearls is actually better than the other one. I haven't completely managed how these have been coming together. Alright, so the 59 one. Why does that look so weird? We have frontal shield, but is it getting bugged in here? Alright, well it seems like the values aren't moving, so we'll use this one. Oh, fucking righteous. Bringing out the femur. I love it. Okay, so what's up next? Gotta kind of switch our mindset now that we're not in not in the poison space anymore. I think we can go to Car Conductor. He's got Captain's Wheel. I believe it's gold, right? So if we landed that upgrade, that would be huge. And some of this stuff I thought was useful. This is the wrong guy. It's the Crow's Nest guy that has like if you have a weapon, get 5%. If you have a property, get 5%. So you get some like cooldown reduction across the board. Wrong person, no. That's okay. Alright, so what's up next? Still, I guess the the thing I kind of let slip is since we did land on the heavy pearl instead of putting heavy on the captain's wheel, we're not going to be able to fit a crow's nest on board, which I guess is not the end of the world. We do have this, amount of sustain from the pearls and the seaweed, but it's not really an option at this point. I'm trying to think if we want to go to the dig site,
Barely scratched the surface of
maybe
the
spike
assets.
a small item. If not, just something that we can sell. Take the crit chance, I guess. Not opposed to spending,
Were the people
1 or
who
3
left
gold,
these
whatever it was, for
things
10% crit onto the femur. What's up next? Non-weapon items. Now, it is a bit of a bummer trying to get these pearls leveled up. I would like them to level up a little bit. I don't think it's going to necessarily happen at this point, but wouldn't be awful. All right, I'm just going to do it. Sometimes you just got to go all in, huh? You just got to do it. You just got to put the tip in, rip the band-aid off, whatever parlance you like to use. Oh man, this is good. I'm feeling good about this now.
Nobody's.
See how things change with the heavy pearl. What's this guy doing? Caltrops. Ew. Oh, he's only a 11 damage Caltrops. That's not a real Caltrops. All right, getting those hastes in, finishing off with a big crit. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Easy peasy. Alright, what did we land on that round? Chum? Garbage. Just go ahead and sell it. So what do we got? Ammo items don't need. We have plenty of money. I think we'll skip the item thing. Let's just go to the temporary boost for the health. Now with this, I think we want to just try and find as much haste stuff as we can. The poison skills, burn skills, not really going to cut it at this point. There are haste options in there, but I think we'll just have to do the best with what we can get out of Vanessa. This one might work with Berserker. If your opponent has more health than you, your weapons get their cooldowns reduced. Like any cooldown reduction on the femur is a pretty big deal. Not really convinced of our ability to land crits. Is there anything from Vanessa that we would actually want to dig for? What you got? Show filters, Vanessa. Alacrity could be a thing. Garbage from the rest of these. So many bad items in here. Barnacle crusted wouldn't be terrible. Thought they took this out of the game. Big numbers. Your large items have big crit chance. That would be a decent find. Is this not Vanessa only? Doesn't. All right, well, it's got the options from everybody in here. I thought we were on like Vanessa only skills. Can you not make that work with? Huh. Sort by hero. Is that what we want? All right, I'm going to give up on it. We'll take the roll, I guess. If we can find something better than Berserker, that would be great. Inexorable is perfect, right? Get us that crit that we've been looking for. And again, as we scale up to even just like a little bit of crit on these pearls, we still have that improvised protection to boost them up that way. And so, very excited. Very good roll. All right, next set. Let's hit up the non-weapon items. Nothing in the first set. Not a ton of items really left for us to pick up. Just upgrades to stuff that we have on board. So that's fine. Here's our boy Blood Reef Captain. I don't think that's going to be a thing. It is a little interesting with Pharaoh's Khan. Like the potential to get one shot, one kill with the fossilized femur. Getting the you get like double the cooldown but 5 times the damage, or however that thing works. It's so tempting in the sense that gotta clear all this shit. Hang on. You know, if you only have one weapon that deals triple damage, but the cooldown's increased by 50%, the cooldown increase isn't that big of a deal since we're churning through this with the charge, right? And so you don't have the cooldown's definitely relevant, but you don't have to sit through the whole thing because the charges are fighting through it. It's only a 1 experience point round. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what we can do.
Someone you shouldn't
Some of this stuff isn't terrible anyways, right? I mean, there's the haste potion, left-handed, right-handed. It's all around a pretty powerful shop. But if you're going to go meme with the fossilized femur, why not go full meme and try and add in one shot, one kill? Nope, didn't land. Could technically use disguise and put 30% crit on the femur, but that doesn't seem real. I think we're going to just start taking gumballs. Get Reddit out here to start complaining. We only got 4 slots in the bag, so we got to do it the slow way. If you haven't turned off the video now, you're stuck here for another 10 to 15 as we click through all of these gumballs. Why would Raynad ever release a game to where you have to click this thing 10 times? Dick. What a dick. But no, we should be good across the board with gumballs. All the items are bonuses since we have the pearls out here. Let's go to the portal, see if we spike something else. Diamond tier items. Probably not going to happen. The shipwreck just doesn't work with the fossilized femur. Things like Chimera are a little interesting as you immediately spike 4 slows at the start of the battle, get 4 activations on the femur, but I think I'm a little happier with this just activations of the heavy pearls. So let's get past that. Spend the 8 gold on the big roll. Nothing turns up. Thought that was a shiny kind of grenade, radiant grenade. We're not going to be dealing with today. All right, sell this shit. Still got the hexes in the bag for the free gold stuff next round.
But I've seen my share.
Let's see what we can do.
We're out to dethrone a
Get that
king,
femur in
not
there.
to squabble with nobody.
Is that a obsidian cove? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Seems like things might have turned a corner once we started to land our slows on it. He really came out the gates with a bunch of haste. Might be able to survive through it. Got a big crit with the femur. That certainly chunked off a lot of his shields.
Defeat does not
Got him.
defeat me.
Suck it, bro. Took a bunch of huge damage there early. He's kicked things off with a rigged. So we got a big strike in at the start of the battle. But once we were able to kind of normalize with dock lines, we turned the corner in there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Take that loot item. Hey, we got up to that 7 win mark, right? Definitely getting those positive LPs. That feels good. What do we land with in here? Medkit, we'll just go ahead and sell. Piggy bank we don't want, right? When you sell this, get spare change equal to its value. I'm not dealing with that. Let's get that shit out of here. But with this, fine to go to Curio. Still lots of good things that we can find. Nothing so far, though. Heal kit works. Cooldowns work. What's up next? Just a whiff across the board. Otherwise, in the second set, really like to find bludgeon. Didn't turn up. Take scrap. Might as well take junkyard club. Might as well take the magnifying glass. Get these smaller enhancements. Haste thing's not terrible. Yeah, bummer. Was really looking to pick up the improvised bludgeon, whatever it's called, for that additional slow. So we get the heavy pearl slowing 1 item for 2 seconds. Just a really easy way to get perma slow on their whole board. But this is fine. Up next, it is a bummer when you want to go to the chocolate bars, but we only got 4 slots in the bag. Maybe we just get rid of fishing rod at this point. Like, I definitely want to keep the experience points coming with the wanted poster, but the chance to spike something useful at this stage of the game with the fishing rod, not particularly high. We can keep the shovel, I guess, since it'll hit potentially anything. But the aquatic items, I don't feel like there's anything we're going to really want. So that looks good. I think we can beat Lord Arkan, right? Get these guys mixed up now. Yeah, he's the Gatling gun guy. This should be fine. He has decent protective stuff if you land it. When you use an item shield, it's quite effective with our pearls. Okay, good stuff. gonna say if the big item drops, do we ever cut out the femur and try and go just blow up your whole board? What a fucking roller coaster we would have been on today. But let's get this max power femur. Not even sure what the upgrades do.
Inspire the crew.
Bonus damage, keeps the same cooldown, keeps the same charge thing, but gets plus 25 damage on the slow activation. Sure. All right, let's hit up those gumballs. Get a little bit of crit, get a little bit of useful stuff. We're on to 5 now. We only minorly hate Reynad this game. No major hates, just minor hates. Making us push that button twice instead of 10 times. A little bit better. Get that out of here. Is this poison enchant? Enchant an item with poison? And so we're gonna have the femur just start fucking blasting for 100 poison on any hit. Yup. Don't mind if I do. Given that poison to bone, sounds like a trip to the old cheap parlor of the night. Come home with a
You should
poisoned
know,
bone.
I'm a bit of a
Sex
legend
joke,
in
nailed it.
Chicago.
Burns when I pee, sex joke. Let me explain it to you so you know it's good. What do we got out here? He's got Moose gun, Moose rifle. What's this thing called? Obsidian Tommy gun, dealing double damage. Still not enough though, bro. Bringing out the poisoned bone. How's this stuff even working? Did 1k damage. What's this? Deal damage equal to its ammo. And then it's obsidian, so it deals double damage. Feels like it should have been dealing a lot more. I mean, it's a 2-second cooldown, dealing 500 damage. I don't know why his build was so bad. It doesn't feel like our build's good. It feels like when we win, it's because our opponent's builds are bad. All right, what did we get? What did we random into? Another piranha? Can't get away from the aquatics. So what's up within this next set? Just keep taking these chocolate bars. I think we're definitely to the point of the run to where we're just going to take the guaranteed hits, the guaranteed wins. Get 2 experience points out of Bazaar Con. Where you at? Hate that it moves. Come in and take the diamond tier skills. Something to pop off with. Reel them in. Fairly interesting. Like, one of the builds that we do quite a bit is looking at, say, like a Lang Zang build or a sniper rifle build. And you tend to not be able to one-shot everybody, but you a lot of times are able to one-shot your opponent and then have one of these halvesies things, and then you finish them off with the second shot. So I should say you shoot them with the sniper rifle. You deal 2/3 of their health, so they have 1 health left, but it sucks to have to wait through the entirety of the cooldown to come back around. And so you have things like Reel 'em In, you have things like Bloodhound, that after you get that first shot in, the second one then gets to hit much, much faster, if not immediately. I think Reel 'em In should work fairly well with the femur. It seemed like we were kind of like the 3-hit space for this thing working, and so I think that's where we want to go. We don't have 7 items in play, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's not going to work. I think Reel 'em In is too good to want to roll and find something else. So happy with that. Trash Titan's a definite take here, though. I would love to get the experience points from the Veteran Octopus. That would be an easy win, but that 10% chance we spike Juggler is just so huge. Juggler with the heavy pearls giving the charges onto the femur, just so incredibly strong. I dig it. I dig it.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
All right, now we got a monster battle in the middle. As we were watching that fight, I was kind of curious if we shouldn't put the Pearl over instead of the dock lines, getting the hastes, but I think it's good with the dock lines. It's getting those 3 slows on any activate. And so we'll just stick with this build the way it looks up against the Property Baron. I think we're okay. This is kind of a scary opponent, but once we drop the slows, you may not be able to activate. 1 hit goes in, there's the big cooldown reduction, 2nd hit comes in. Looks good. Alright, need some space. What's up next? Just the old item shop. Garbage on the first set. Nothing on the second. Here's our first pufferfish of the game, right? We're trying to build towards pufferfish. It only took us till day 11 to find one. Jesus. Not today, my friend. Not today. We tried. We tried to bring you to the party, but you just said no. Okay, up against Dooley. Day 11. Going for the 9th win. See what the old femur does. He's got juggler in there. That's kind of scary. Oh, and he puts a freeze on the femur? That's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. You do keep his whole board slowed. There's the the first hit took him down under half. Second hit crushed it down. Easy peasy. Feels good. That's what you got for us. Looking at the loot. Don't want ammo items. There's no need to take the bonus ammo, I should say. What do we land on here? Ooh, an upgrade hammer. give us the chance to finally boost these pearls. Okay. Let's wait. Oh, you can't find B1, B2. They put a hotfix in that B1, B2 can't be found after day 7. So yeah, we'll take the upgrade on our heavy pearl.
The quicker the fight.
Definitely taking the monster skills. Gonna want the guaranteed good stuff. When you poison or enemy poisons, gain the regen. I don't hate it. It's just poison. Not a huge factor this patch. Definitely don't want assault focus. It's gonna slow. Ooh, man, I wish I knew how this combo worked. When any non-weapon item is used, slow it. With this, when you slow, does that count as us slowing? I would need the rulebook on this. Because it's also interesting in the sense that, you know, there's a very real chance the opponent's just going to slow our stuff anyways. So if we're slowing our own stuff, it's not that big of a deal. Man, I really wish I knew how this was going to work. It's just like such a non-bow if we fail with this, right?
Do the animals shift too?
I'm going to do it. All right. I'm going to roll the dice. This is just giving us such an opportunity for the perfect world of memery that we'll take it. And I kind of feel like that even if it fails, we might still be able to win. Since we have the charge abilities coming off of the pearl and stuff. All right, let's see how this goes on the Trash Titan. Watch down here. That worked how we wanted. I feel like we just immediately shit stomped our opponent. So I think right. We got the 2 activations in however short that battle was. I don't know. Seems like it worked. You tell me. You tell me. All right, sell these chocolate bars. Go to the skill upgrades. Take the guaranteed good stuff here. Definitely don't want arms dealer. Assault focus. Don't really need, right? we're not using this so much defensively. We're using it offensively, and so ideally, it would just slow a non-weapon item for like 0.1 second, so we could use it to activate the femur. Definitely don't want to overslow our stuff. So I guess we will just take arms dealer. Can't roll on that shop, so we're kind of stuck with it. Now the last one before the battles. No, we got 2 days. Take the regen. Upgrade an item. I'm gonna put the upgrade on dock lines. It's going to slow. I think does it slow 4 items? I can't remember if it goes. Yeah, it goes up to 4 items and it's 3 seconds across the board. So it should give us an extra charge on the femur. Beautiful. All right, you all ready for this? Let's fuck them up.
Go ahead.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Gonna be good.
It makes this more fun. I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share.
What do we got here? Looks like a crow's nest build. Coming with the shark ray. Immediate freeze, kind of lame. We just have a bunch of built-up charges on our femur, though. I think.
Bring her about.
Smoked him.
I've got another salvo.
What a bunch of nonsense. Nice little takedown. Easy win, easy peasy. Fossilized femur coming up and getting us to an easy 10. And so, man, what a set of battles that was. I know that we had a bit of a mountain to climb early, but definitely got here at the end. And I think that Yeah, this run was at least a lot of the value that I've been getting out of just playing Vanessa. It's one of those things to where, like in the early game, and kind of understanding how we want the builds to go, and knowing that a pufferfish build looks distinctly different than a catfish build, and you're looking for the large item and the catfish and the captain's wheel for one build, but then you're looking for pearls and pufferfish and sextants for another build. It's very easy to be like, oh, well, I'm going for pufferfish. I want haste items. For my haste item, I've got this captain's wheel in here, and it just kind of falls flat. It doesn't really work. It kind of works, but it doesn't work really good. And I feel like we've been able to kind of really kind of pick up on some of the minutia of a lot of these builds and the things that they're looking for as we've only played Vanessa for, I don't know. I know it's definitely all of this patch, all of definitely the last patch. I think it's been since the Big Dually patch when where we're playing other champions. And I feel like we had a lot to gain there early between, flipping between the different builds and realizing what you could do with barrels and switching to turtle shells and making the pearls work, and the variety of things with the fishing rod and what you can do with things like double pearl fall and the fishing rod hits that way. And we did have double catfish early. Like, I think we had a lot of interesting angles there that really kind of helped us to jump over to this build where we ended. And we're definitely moving further away from that space of having the kind of suboptimal builds or the partially optimal builds, and being able to navigate and still just being like, hey, maybe we need to just switch to Crow's Nest, right? Switching to Crow's Nest is always a thing. But, we did land on this fossilized femur. I think the build probably good enough even without the heavy pearl, but the heavy pearl definitely helped in terms of popping it off. It looked like it was getting about 4 activations in at the end of the day. But the big thing that was here was this femur captain's wheel dock lines. The dock lines activating 4 slows every 2 seconds, and then that 4 slows putting big activations onto the femur. Very easy to pop off there, and then getting that reel them in. I was glad that we were able to kind of showcase what that could do, since it does work with a lot of single item or high impact weapon builds. It works with these builds with high cooldown, high damage items, fossilized femur, lang zang, sniper rifle kind of things. I was glad that kind of similarity was able to kind of carry across the board. But very interesting stuff. Get your assault-focused poison bones out there. You're certain to certain to have some success on your own. So good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.